Good evening to one and all present here. So today our team is going to present a LAMP innovative assignment, that is blood bank and donation management system, as a part of a web application. So blood bank, we have implemented blood bank and donation system as a web application which contains two main modules, that is user module and the admin module. So right now what you are viewing is the basic homepage of the user module. Once you fire up the project, the first screen that you will be viewing is the homepage of the user module. From here you can navigate to the admin module, and there are various pages in the present in the user module which you will talk about in the later section. So now basically this is the home page, and what you are seeing here is a header which contains various pages, which contains links for various pages where we can go from here. Then this is a slider which contains all the latest updates. This is an image slide share. This is some basic information about need for blood tips, who can we help by donating the blood. These are the blood donor names which are previously registered with us and which are available as donors. Then these are the blood groups which are generally seen in any human being. Then this is some basic general information about universal donors and recipients, and by clicking on this donor button, like, it will direct you to a form which on filling you can become a donor, and this is basically a footer section. So this was all about the home page, and now we will be looking at various other sections of our web application. So this is about us page which basically contains some basic information about us as an organization, about why you should donate blood and so on. Then this is why donate blood, again for persuading various users to donate blood, and what a good decision donating the blood would be, and how many lives they can save by donating the blood. Then this is the main section, which this is a form which is validated, and you can fill it up to become a donor. So like, basically, let us enter a particular user. Let's suppose Dhyan Shah, and let's enter a wrong roll number, mobile number, that is starting from 0. Then suppose the age is 20, gender is female, blood group is let us say B positive, and let us choose a file, that is Aadhaar card. So okay, so now let us submit. So as we can see that the mobile number entered is not in proper format, so it is validated and it is repopulated. So the user would be only required to refill the field that he or she has entered wrong. So on entering the proper mobile number, and then we will select the blood group again. Blood group was B plus, and again we will choose an Aadhaar card which would validate our user. And so validation is done to ensure that no garbage user becomes a donor. And on submitting the proper record, the localhost says that the form is submitted successfully. Then we have another module, that is need for blood. Here you can search for specific blood group that you would require, medical purposes, and it would give you the list of all the available donors with us. That is 3 available donors, that is Dhyan Patel, Tejas Patel, Vedant, and latest we entered Hiya. So let us see if Hiya comes. So again medical, okay, search. So as we can see, Hiya Shah, both of B positive, and here is basically some general information about which blood group can donate blood to and receive blood from which other blood groups. Then this is another contact us page. If your donor is not available, let us take that particular case also, that our donor is not available, AB minus and some M. Okay, so no donor found in for a search blood group. So if in that case, you can send us a contact query which will be reviewed by the admin, and you can notified whenever the blood group is available. So now this was basically all about the user modules front end applications. Now we will take a look at the code part. So this is home.php, which is the code for the home page. As we have seen here, this is the home page. So basically the first section is the active variable. So active variable is nothing but it shows that the home page is currently active right now. Its usage will be more clear when we see the header.php. Header.php basically contains the code for this particular navbar as it is shown in the top of the page. So head.php, this is the basic HTML CSS for creating the nav bar. And so the main important part of the header is this particular thing. So initially home.php is active, so class equals to logo, so we are considering home.php to be active, so the blood bank and donation is turned to red. Then now and the active variable is again checked here, that active is home, then the blood bank donation will be turned to red. So now suppose if we are moving it to about us page. Okay, so if we are moving on about us page, then the active variable will be again checked, that is it is about, then it will echo class act is here. So it will basically, what it will do, it will like generate, it will just show that the about us page is active using this particular CSS. Okay, so this was about header.php, and similarly it is for same for other pages as well. So now let us move back to the home.php. Then we have ticker.php. As I showed you earlier, we have a particular slide bar. The code for this is included in ticker.php. So if we see ticker.php, you can see like this is the HTML CSS part. Yeah, it is responsive, which we also did in headers using media screen. So then this is all marq1, so the text will be continuously moving from right to left. So this is all about ticker.php. Then we have again then we have that slideshow part. So this was the slideshow part. So that particular, the code for that particular thing is here. So this basically contains the images, left and right controls, which are this and this. So left and right controls are there. So code for all those particular things have been written. So this is all the CSS part. Now the main thing is about fetching the data for this particular section, that is need blood tips, who could you help, blood donor names, and so on. So all this content is basically stored in a table in database, which is termed as pages table. So we can just include con.php. Con.php is this particular file, which basically contains the connection from localhost to the blood donation database. So on connecting to the particular database successfully, then we would select need for blood, because we require the content for need for blood. So select start from pages is a table, and page type is a particular column, and the value is need for blood, and we would then fetch it into a result. Then if result is greater than 0, then we will convert it into an associative array. Then echo page data. Page data is the data, page data is column which consists of the data which should be displayed in that particular container. So then again blood tips, similarly the data is fetched from the pages table, where page type equals to blood tips, and similar process is done, and we have echoed the page data. Similarly, who you could help, here we will fire the query select star from pages, or page type is who you help. Same thing, the data is fetched from the pages table, and we have echoed the page data. Then in the next section of the page, we have blood donor names. So again blood donor names, so blood donor details are stored in a table known as donor details, and the blood is basically a table in database which contains IDs for a particular blood group. So like we have made that particular table so as to deal with the blood groups easily and not use strings all the time. We can just compare it with a primary key and blood ID, and we can join the tables accordingly. So we are just select star from donor details, and we are just comparing donor blood and blood ID. So donor blood is also containing ID of the blood group that was entered by the user while becoming a donor, and we are randomly selecting 6. So this would be the query that would be fired onto the database, and it will return the results, and then we will again convert it into an associative array, and then we will display it in an appropriate format, the format being the image, like the card format, with the image present here, and the blood group, mobile number, gender, age, address as we are required to show it. Then we have information about blood groups like in the later section, which is this part. So this is also again fetched, as you guessed correctly, from the pages table, where page type would be equal to blood groups, and again the image is there. Then we have universal donors and recipients, which is again fetched from the pages table, where page type equals to universal. So let me show you a pages table. So this is our pages table, as you can see, where we have page ID, we have page type, and we have page data. Page type is on which it is compared, and page data is something which it contains the data to be displayed. Then we have the next thing about the user module is about us.php. In about us.php, again the data is fetched from pages table only. So as you can see now, the query that would be fired would be select star from pages or page type equals to about us, and header and footer are included as discussed, and active would be set as about. Okay, so similarly in the same way we have why-blood.php, which also contains that data to be displayed. It is also an information page. So this is so again it will be fetched from the pages table, where page type equals to donor. So this is again about why donate blood. Then we have again a new section of the code, which is donate blood. That is here we register the user to become a donor. So it is this part of the code, that is become a donor. So here we have form and the validation and repopulation that is done. So this is all about the validation and repopulation. And then here we have used regular expression to allow only small a to z, capital A to z, and the space. Then number, that the first character should not be 0 and the length should be 10. Email using the filter where email function. Age, that is only 2-digit age is present possible, that is 1 to 100. Okay, so 1 to 99, so not greater than 1000, 2000. We cannot enter any garbages. Gender is a drop down menu. Blood group. Address is a text area. File, so the file, basically the user uploads the file as an identity proof, which we require for it to become a donor. So current directory is get current directory. Upload directory is where we want to upload, so it will be upload in the uploads folder. As we can see, Aadhaar card mom.pdf is uploaded. Then file extensions allowed, only PDF. Then file name, files, and $_files is a variable which stores information about the files being uploaded. File temp name is an important variable. It generally stores the temporary name under which the file is stored in server when it is uploaded to the server, and it is stored in the temp folder, tmp folder. Then similarly file type, file error. So upload path is basically current directory dot upload directory dot base name. That is, current directory is basically this one which we are working. Upload directory is uploads, and file name is fetched from here. So we have also set a particular maximum size, that if maximum size is greater than 4 MB, then an appropriate error would be flagged, and if error is empty, then we will move the uploaded file from the file temp name, that is from this particular file path in temp folder, to the upload path, which we have set here earlier explicitly defined. And if there is some error, then an error is occurred. Then here we are basically validating that each and every field that is entered by the user is particularly validated and is in appropriate format. And if and only if, then we will insert the details into donor details table by firing this particular query. Okay, so this is all that it is about. Then this particular page contains the form part, which is basic HTML, as we all know. So this is all about the form part, and if the form is successfully submitted, then we will alert the user that the form is successfully submitted. After that, we have needblood.php, which we use for searching the blood group for a particular user. So in this, again, we have a particular form, as we can see here. Just a second. As we can see here, we have need blood. So need blood, again we have a form type of thing, so we will create a form. Then this particular is basically we are fetching the drop down menu for blood group from blood table. So it would be like this all is fetched from blood table. So for that, the code is right here, that is we are connecting, and blood ID is, that is the value, and the blood group is what we are displaying that. And why do we need blood, and the particular image showing compatibility. Then this is basically the code for searching the user, and then this is the code for searching the user, and then this is the code for displaying it in an appropriate card format. So again we are the SQL query here is donor details inner join, as we know, and the donor and $BG is basically the blood group which is entered by the user in this particular form. So we will check where donor blood ID is equal to the blood ID in the blood database and donor blood is equals to $BG. Then we will randomly select any 5 available donors of the particular blood group and we will display it to the users. And if no particular blood group and if no particular donor is present, then we will also display an appropriate error message. So this was all about needblood.php, and then last but not the least we have contactus.php, which I told you like earlier that it was about us not finding a particular donor. So we can always use contactus.php. So in contactus.php we have this particular form which we have created, and the user is required to enter all its details. So we have generally performed like a light validation in this particular thing and not proper validation, and after appropriate submission of the form, then it would be inserted into contact query database table particularly. So this would be the SQL query that is fired up, and if it is successfully entered into the database, then we will show an appropriate message. Then again here we are displaying our contact details, which is contact details for our association, which is also fetched from a table known as contact info present in the database. So again we will convert it into an associative array as the normal procedure suggests, and the contact address, contact phone, contact mail is displayed, which are the names of the column. So now this was all about the user module, and about the admin module Dhyan and Dhruvi would continue. So thank you.
Now I'll start from where Vedant left off. So I'll be explaining about the admin portal. Here is the admin portal. When we click on it, we'll be asked to log in with our password. I have already given admin information in the database. The admin username, password and admin name is already present here. So our admin username is Dhyan12 and password is lam12, which I'll be using to log in here. When we open the admin portal, we'll be shown the header and our sidebar, and we'll have a dashboard where we'll be shown blood donors available, their details, all user queries, their details and pending queries. I'll also be explaining the add donor list which is present here. We also have two options, that is to change password and log out from the admin portal. So when we log out, we'll be present with the admin login page back again. This is the login code where I have given the HTML and CSS code. Here in form validation, I have presented username and password. If the fields are empty, then we'll be shown that we need to fill the fields. For example, due to the required field will not be able to submit without filling the required fields. In the PHP part, I have included con.php. Now con.php helps us in connecting the local host to the SQL database. Now back to login page. If we have entered the details and when we press on login button, which is explained in this if query, that if our post method is login, then it will use this statement to connect or to put the username in the database and also the password. Now it will check, from this line it will check whether the username and password are actually present in the query, that we have entered the right details or not. For example, I just put a random name here and some random password, then it will show us that username and password are not matched. So to check whether the username and password are already present in the database, we have to use this query. And then if the number of rows in the database are more than 0, then it will loop through the database. That's why we have used while loop, and it will fetch the result of the username and password that we have entered. If the username and password are present in the database, then the session will start and it will redirect us to dashboard.php, or else it will show us that username and password are not matched. So now when I log in, as you can see, it has redirected us to dashboard.php. Now in dashboard.php, I have provided the HTML and CSS for header and the sidebar. So it includes con.php like before. Then session.php helps us in starting the session. I have provided the code here. It just helps us in starting the session. And if the session is logged in, if we are logged in, then only we will include the sidebar and dashboard, or the logout page will be displayed. Now we want to see these three available boxes, that is blood donors available, all user queries and pending queries. So to display that, I have provided the HTML and CSS respectively to if the donors are available, donor details are available, then we'll check. We need to count the number of donors that are available from the database, and also we need to display this dynamically. To display this, I have written the code that it will fetch the count of the donors and it will display it here. Same for blood donors available, all user queries and pending queries. If I click on pending queries, that is if I click on this button, it will redirect me to the pages and it will show me the tables available there in the database. It will show me the list of the donors, their details. So to see that, I have redirected using this code. And this is everything is provided in the if loop. And if we have not logged in, that is, we did check that if the session is logged in, then only we'll include the header and sidebar. But if we have not logged in, then it will display this message, that is, please log in first to access admin portal. Also, we need to display the name of the person that is logged in here. That is, I've logged in Dhyan. The name, admin name is Dhyan here, so it will display the admin name there. Now if I want to change my password here, then there are some conditions that we need to check, that the current password should match the password that is available in the database. New password and confirmed password should be the same, and new password should not be equal to the current password, and all these are required fields. If my current password is lamp12, my new password is 123, and my confirmed password is also, let's put our confirmed password as 1234. That doesn't match the new password. If I click on save changes, it won't save because new password and confirmed password are not matched. Also, if I put in the wrong current password and the matching new and confirmed password, it will display the query, it will display the message that current password is not matched. Now when I fill in the right details, it has changed the password successfully, and also in the database the password has changed from lamp12 to 123. To see this code, it is present in change password. I have given the HTML and CSS for sidebar and header. For the PHP code, if you see, then we'll first check whether the submit button is clicked, that the post method is a submit. If it is submit, then we'll go into this code. We'll fetch the username and password from the database, and we will also check that if the number of rows are greater than 0, then only we will go for the further process. Here we'll check whether the password the current password is actually equal to the admin password that is present in the database. Now we'll here also check that the new password and confirmed password should match, and also then we'll check that new password should not be equal to current password, and then we'll perform the SQL query to update the password in the database. Here are if query is the new password should not be equal to the current password. So if it is equal, then we'll display the message that new password should not be the same as current password. Or if new password is equal to confirmed password, then we'll also display that the password should be different, and respectively we'll also display the queries that the new password and confirmed password did not match and current password not match if the conditions are not checked. And if we have not logged in to the session, that if this query is not fulfilled, will be displayed with the message, please log in to access the admin portal. Now when I log out, I'll be brought back here. So for logout, the code is I just unset the session and destroy it and go back to login.php. I'll put the updated password here. It will let me log in. The tables here, full details, will be explained by Dhyan. Now when we click on add donor, I have used the active code to display the highlighted area which I am present in right now. To add the donors, we'll need full name, mobile number, email ID, blood group, gender, age, address, and Aadhaar card. and all of these except the email ID are required fields, without which the form we won't be able to submit the form. For add-donor.php, I have given the header and sidebar as usual, and I've included session.php to start the session. I have initially put all the variables as 0, all the flag variables and also the normal variables. I've given normal form validation that we've been taught that if we click on submit button, then none of the fields should be empty, and if they are empty, then we'll if the required fields are empty, then we'll put the flag variable as 1. And we also need to display the error message that this particular field which has not been filled out needs to be entered. So if the request method, that is post, if the user clicks on the submit button and the field is empty, then we'll respectively display the error message. Also, we need to give validation. For example, the name should only contain A to Z, capital and small, and not numbers. So I have accordingly given the validation there using this function, and the error message that should be displayed. I've done that for each and every required field. This is the code for uploading the file, which is the same as explained by Vedant previously. Here the file code ends, and I have given this function which helps in making the data entered by the user proper by trimming it and removing the HTML special characters. If everything is perfect and no errors are present now, we check if there are no errors present by if the flag variable is 1, and we connect the SQL and put all the details in the database by using the insert into query. Here our form validation starts, that is making the form. The form is made by simple HTML, and here the required fields are marked, and also the errors are named here. After providing all the fields and their names and errors, we have checked whether the queries are all, if the queries are all successful, then we'll just display the message that form submitted successfully. Or else, if we have not even logged into the admin portal first, we will tell the user to go to the login page and log in again. If I present this detail, will be direct to donor list, where the number that the user that we just currently added will be displayed here too, and it will also be present in the database here. Thank you. That was all on my part. Now Dhyan will continue.
So I will be now explaining the rest of features of the admin panel, which Dhruvi has started explaining. So as we can see on the dashboard, there are 3 user queries available and 1 pending queries. So there are total 3 user queries, and in one pending, which has been not read or read by the admin, which means it is not read by the admin. So as we click on the full details, I can see that the name, email ID, mobile number, message, and the date of the query, with its timestamp and its status. We have kept 2 status. In one state, it has already been read by the admin, and in the other state it has not been read by, which we have called it in pending state. And in action, we have created a delete button, which can easily delete the query. So as you can see, there are 2 in red state and 1 in pending state. So let me show you the database. So in database, we have created a contact query table, which contains ID, name, mail, number, message, date with its date stamp, and status. So in status we have connected with the query status table. So in status table, we have given a read as ID1 and pending as ID2. So in the contact query, 1 means that it has been read by the admin, and 2, the query is in the pending state. Let's enter and query from the contact us page. So in the main website, as we go in the contact us, let me enter. So as soon as I click on the send message, the query has been sent, and it will be reflected in the database and the admin panel. So as soon as I refresh the page, we can see a new entry in the table, and in the dashboard we can see 4 user queries and 2 in the pending state. And in the database also, as soon as I refresh, we can see a new entry in the database, showing status 2, which is in the pending state. So as soon as I click on this pending button, it will get read by the admin. So as I click, its status has been changed to read. It will be immediately being reflected in the database also. So as soon as I refresh, its state has also been changed to 1. So this was, and now we can delete also. So to delete it, we simply just click on this delete button. So as we click on delete, the entry has been removed and deleted from the database also. So as I refresh the database, the entry has been removed. So let me show you the code of this. So in the admin folder, we have created a query.php, which in the starting basically contains the css, and then we have put the condition of it is the user, the admin has been logged in the login panel or not. And then we have created a function in which you can as we click on it, the pending state has been changed to the read state for the admin. And then we have created the table to display the query, to import it from the query contact query table. So and then and here it is the click part of the pending button. and to delete it, we have used we have used delete underscore query php. We have made a file for that, in which we have written the SQL line for that delete from the contact table, where we have connected it with the ID of the query, and then redirect back to the query page only. So this was the, and this part is for the database showing the number of pages in the table, like in the, if there are more entries, then it will be 1 or 2, and likewise. And this part is if the admin is not logged in, first have to log in. After that, we have created manage pages. In manage pages, we have made this page to manage the content of the data in the main website. So in the main website, we have posted content about like this much content in about us, in why donate blood, and become and contact us also. So after that, if we want to change the data given here, so we did not go often want to go in the code and change the text which has been written here. So in the edit page, so we have created manage page data for that. So in which we display the content which has been already uploaded to the website. So to edit it, we click on this button. As soon as we click on it, another page, update page details appears, and we have created a dialog box here using niceedit.js, which is available freely on its website. So after that, let me show you the content. So in why become donor, we can see that there is the content written over here. So as soon as I go in edit page and click on it, let me change it to Dhyan, and then I click on update. So as soon as I click on update, it will be showing page data updated successfully. After that, as soon as I refresh this, we can see that content has been updated here. Similarly, we can update any other page also, whichever we like, and the updated content is shown also here. And also in database, it is also updated in the pages table. In the pages table, we have given page ID, page name, page type, and page data. So as you can see that in this we have given the data in this form, and if we edit it, as soon as we have edited it looks like this only. And then after this, let me show you the code for manage data. So for that, we have created pages.php. In this, the important part is we have fetched data from the table, fetched using MySQL databases, and then in the page, and then we have displayed it in form of tables, and in the last column we have used the linked update page tables. As soon as we click on it, we are redirected to it, and then created a button to it. And this is the MySQL part, in which again it is for the pages number and all, how many pages is there. So in the update page details, we can see that we have used the nice edit.js. We have used extracted features from its main file only, which contains nice buttons, which are like as you can see that this dialog box contains the fonts, font size, font family, and other formatting options for in the text dialog box. So we have imported this from its website only, and then in update contact, we have and then in the update page data we have used imported the buttons and the features we wanted. So after that we have made a switch case in which we have given the page name in the case bar to collect to choose which page you want to edit and display accordingly. So this was for the page update page details. After that we have created update contact info. Here first of all in the contact us tab you can see the contact details, address, contact number and email. So to change this we have made a update contact info, and it's in database it is contact info. It contains just one id and one entry for that. So after that, as soon as I write here like as soon as I click on update, it shows contact details are updated, and it will be reflecting on the website. As you can see that it has been changed, and also it has been reflected in the database also. So so this was the update contact part, in which the code for it is here. So let me skip to the main part. We have imported MySQL connected it to the database, and then update in the contact info table we have updated and set the contact address, contact mail and phone number. We have updated where the contact id is 1, which is in the table, which in the table was already 1, and created an message box for that. And this is the form part with css for the address, email and contact number. So this was the admin part of our blood bank website, which contain various features like add donor, and you can see the donor list, queries, manage page data, and contact us. You can change that. Okay.